real quick. Just wanted to do a quick walkthrough of all the garages and the cars and parts. People always seem surprised when I tell them about something else I have. So this is the main house garage. It's a mess. It's just how I live. Everything's always a mess. I'd say it's not like this always, but it is. Summer wheels and tires for the Focus. Got this in 2017. Got about 25,000 miles on it. It's an okay daily driver. It's a bit overpriced in my opinion, but it's done the job. This is what most people want to see in here. I keep it in here to keep it safe. Pretty much only drive it in the summer. It's a 1993 touring model, so it has the sunroof and leather seats. Otherwise, all the other stuff is pretty much the same between the models. Had the MS01 LMs redone a couple years ago by Love 20B in California. Did a pretty good job. There's some things I'd probably do different, but not necessarily his fault. Just kind of a shortfall of my expectations, not so much a problem with his work. It's got 100,000 miles on it, 10,000 miles on a Pineapple Racing rebuilt motor of some sort. I don't have the details on any port work or anything. Pretty much stock. It's on a Apex-E Power FC computer. Has a downpipe to delete the post-turbo catalytic converter. Pretty common reliability mod. I did do the intake box and the intercooler and the small battery. I like these parts. M2 Performance, a company back in the day, did a lot of nice stuff for the FDs. Not the same M2 as Miata M2s. There was M2 parts though made by that group in Japan for this car, but it's a different M2. So very straightforward, of it in clear, yeah. So got a couple custom bits. So there's a guy named Turbo Jeff down in Eugene, Oregon. He did this cast crossover pipe for this intercooler setup, and I actually didn't even realize when I bought it that it wasn't necessarily a part of the kit. I was talking to him because he made my Power FC bracket, and there's also, you're not gonna be able to see it, maybe right between the battery here. He made an aluminum cross member to support the radiator. It's angled and has little rubber feet, a little upgrade over stock. Anyway, he's all about little OEM plus type details, and he actually made the battery bracket also. Anyway, so just some neat parts that I came across and wanted to put in here. Just bolt-ons. Have all the stock parts still. ARC Super Titan strut tire bar was brand new. I pulled the plastic off. Has titanium nuts and everything. It's pretty neat. Definitely like the crown jewel for me. People get real hyped about the oil caps. Bought that a few years back when they were still available new. I have a lot of plans. I want to upgrade the twins, go through, replace all the cables, replace solenoids. I have a Fluidine radiator, some other reliability stuff. I'm not trying to make crazy power or anything, just want it to live a long life. Interior's kind of apart because I was trying to install some Mazda OEM titanium shift knob and e-brake handle, but I didn't finish. And then Mazda Speed D-cut steering wheel. Have a red horn button, but this guy doesn't seem to hold it in very well. But yeah, black interior, black leather interior, little HCAS towel there. Real good shape. Like I said, pretty much a one-owner car. There was an owner between me and the original owner, but he only owned it for maybe a year or two. Didn't do much with it, thankfully. So yeah, this is the garage that's attached to the house. I think when the rain lets up, I'm gonna pull the cars out and finish throwing away garbage from my old house I haven't even looked at, and I'll paint the garage. Hopefully, get it looking like it's clean at least, and then pretty much be done in here. Just park cars, keep them safe, and go outside. So I just got back from the grocery store. Took the RB hatch, SSR, reverse mesh. Let's see, it's locked. Bought this from a good buddy of mine, Sherlock. He built it to go drifting, and kind of gave up on that. Pretty clean. All the interior's there. It's winter, so like, obviously dirty, but like, parts are there. Nothing's cracked. It's nice stuff. Let's see. We did an RB20 swap. Got a R32 front clip and pulled everything out, swapped it in with the cross member and everything. Pretty much bolt in. It's ran real reliably. We suspect maybe the engine was rebuilt in Japan. Has really good compression, really clean. And yeah, chase bays, power steering kit, custom fab intercooler, and power steering cooler by Sherlock. And yeah, it needs a few more small things, but it's solid. This is a 88 RX-7 Turbo 2, legit RX-7 Turbo 2. Bought it for the motor and transmission. Thought maybe I would do something with the car, but that's not going to happen. Interior is real clean. Cars for sale. All these cars are for sale. Everything's for sale, but this car is legitimately listed for sale. Hatch will be for sale probably in a month. Waiting for the rain. Chill out. So here's the shop. Like the other garage, it's a mess. It always is a mess. It's always going to be a mess. Let the lights warm up, but dumped all my parts in here. Never organized it. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff in here to sort through. Shout out to Wataru Masuyama, Buy Now Japan. But yeah, lots of stuff, lots of Mazda bits. More and more Nissan stuff as I buy more and more Nissan stuff. See anything you like, let me know. It's for sale. This is my coupe. Bought it to drive as a backup car when I wrecked the Laurel. Did good for 5 or so events. Then the motor knocked, and I pulled the motor out. It's right here on the stand. Had it rebuilt. ALM Automotive down in Snohomish. I need to paint the valve car still, but motor looked good. Did a real thorough job. Documented everything. Blueprinted everything. The car had been in an accident, so I got some new metal. Just need to get it welded in. Been busy with work. It's cold and wet, dark outside. Pop-up front end that came off the car. Some doors. I'm gonna put a Sylvia front. It's kind of the hood and the bumper for. Waiting on some fenders. Garage Star. Making some OEM fiberglass fenders. Here's Miata you saw in the other video. You can see I'm already starting to take it apart a bit. So that's what's going on there. Here's the 1989 Laurel. Bought this from Bo. It had been our friend in Japan's car before that. Real cool car. Probably my favorite car. Had a lot of good times. Drifted a lot in this. Wrecked it pretty bad about a year ago. Maybe a little longer now. A year and a half. Halloween 2019. Yeah, it's a little more. But you can see here, got a factory replacement metal. This whole area was crunched in. Had to get new panels so they don't match right now. Had the frame pulled up, welded. It's dark, sorry you can't see it, but still a little more body work needed. A little crease here you can see, but it'll ride again. Get it pretty. Hopefully it won't crash it. Yeah, you can see the shop from this angle. There's an upstairs. Whole place was a grow op before I bought it. Bunch of wheels and tires, seats, more wheels and tires. 12A rotary I'm pulling apart for the experience. 13B NA down there. I'd like to put that in the Miata one day. We'll see. Kind of doing something else right now with the Miata, so probably won't get to any rotary shenanigans for a good long while. Let me turn some lights on. Got this dash in the way. I thought I was going to sell it last night. Crackless S13 right-hand drive dash. The tire machine. Homie hookup, Julio. Been doing tires for, I don't know, 3 years now with this thing. And it's really saved me some time and money. Real handy tool to have if you can get your hands on one. This is the back bay, like an RV style bay. Got one of my more expensive rides right here. Gravelly. I think it's a 52XT. ZTX, my bad. 52. 52-inch deck, 3 blades. 23 horse Kawasaki. Really helps get the lawn mowed quick. Like I said, one of my more expensive rides. Probably, if you don't count the Focus, because I didn't buy that one cash. This is probably my third most expensive vehicle I bought. My Mazda 323 GTX, 1.6 liter, 4-wheel drive turbo, rally homologation car. Used to be my daily driver. I love this car. Did a lot of fun activities on it, whatever. But blew up the tranny a few years ago. Moved around a few times. Hard to find parts. So I actually just recently agreed to sell it to a buddy of mine who has a number of these, and he rallies, and he was looking for a new chassis. This car is kind of unique because dealers used to spec these really high with power windows, sunroofs, and all that stuff you don't really want in a rally car. And so this car is manual window, no sunroof, but it has the rear wiper, kind of like the ideal chassis for a rally car build. So he's gonna pick this up, selling it to him as a shell, basically. We're negotiating on some of the other parts. It's got rare GTA homologation bumper on the front and some other bits. I mean, unless you're really into these, it's not going to really matter. But basically, they're skinnier bumpers. American bumpers were fatties. So, yeah, they're a cool car. Just really hard to maintain and own. Piece of junk motorcycle. It's going back to its home. This is my 1990 all-wheel drive Protege. Got a bunch of JDM goodies on it, including the rear bumper, rear garnish, 5-lug rally suspension, big brakes. I don't think I can open the trunk because the motorcycle's in the way. Got a really cool stereo in there. JDM power folding mirrors, JDM seats. Can't quite see. The interior's all torn out. It was going to be a deep dive build, and didn't happen the way I wanted it to. Moved around a few times, so I've hauled this thing around as a project, which just isn't a good time. Very special engine I got from Bo. Most of the stuff in here, Bo had some hand in me getting a hold of. He's really good at spending my money. So this is a 1.8 liter GTR motor. It's got big fat rods. They're not forged, but they're just thick. And then very special multi-piece cast pistons for cooling. The oil injectors, piston squirters squirt directly into the piston, and it distributes through the piston to cool it off. It's pretty neat. I know a lot of the guys in Australia and stuff complain that they're not very strong, but within reason, they're pretty cool, and they do what they're designed to do. Pretty neat little trick manifold. It's I don't know it's like a low pressure cast technology, so it's really lightweight, even though it's cast. And then it's basically a cast ram horn manifold. The lighting's poor, but there's also early tech ball bearing turbo. Basically everything that was on the rally car I imported and put in here. Would have been a hatchback normally, but we only had the sedans, and I like the sedan. KA Injection makes a lot of cool parts, and Fortunately, he was into these chassis for a bit, and he made these camber and caster plates, so you got multi-adjustment in both directions. Pretty neat stuff, you know. And then just a bunch of parts. Silicone all-track transmission, Frankenstein motor with a bunch of trick pieces that I was going to put in. I was shooting for like something like a 400 or 500 wheel horsepower all-wheel drive car that could dump the clutch on and not break, but life's changed and I'm not interested in that stuff anymore. Just all spare parts for these two rally cars. It was really hard stuff to get a hold of, so I've hoarded it a bit. Lastly, I got the 91, I believe, S5 T2. I pulled that motor out of that 88 that's outside. And kind of went through it and redid all the wiring. You know, I had plans to make it very reliable, fun car to drive, drift. Quick little quarter turn cam lock. Anyway, the motor seized for some reason. I think it's just carbon lock. So I got to pull it apart. But car is like, it's filthy, but it's really clean, like it's straight. The interior is mint, black interior. I think it'll be fun. Has like, well, it is clean, but I have it apart because I'm working on it. But has like Zeal function coilovers by Endless. Just some really neat parts. I'm going to keep this one around for a while, I think. And this is my buddy's car. It's kind of storing it in here temporarily. Oops. It's a 8.6 coupe. It's just real clean. It's literally old lady owned. She did wreck it a few times, I guess. I don't know. Driving like an old person. But my buddy's repainted it. Right now it's looking kind of gross because it's on these wheels. But he had some pretty nice work equip 01s or something. He just sold and he's getting... I think he's going for some Star Sharks. Something a little more... I don't know, small wheel vibe. Yeah, that's like the gist of it. I mean, I know this videos suck because it's like I'm running around swinging the phone and talking, but yeah, people see stuff in the backgrounds, or I'm having conversation and people mention things, and it's just like, well, I'll just show it all. And like I said, if you see anything you like, it's for sale. You might not like the price, but it is for sale.